Alright guys, so here we are for episode number 3 of Season 2 of F1 2006 Career Mode. We're here for the Chinese Grand Prix. Just checking the old news clippings here. It's just a different place to start off for this episode. We have no news, we have no emails to deal with. There's just, I think, 4 more races left in this season now. And that's all we have left to prove to these guys in Formula 1 that we are, you know, a driver that has potential. So hopefully this can be the race where we score points, but bear in mind, this is one of my weaker tracks. So I'm not expecting too much, but what I am trying to do is I'm going to try and give you guys a good race in the meantime. So without further ado, let's go off to the Chinese Grand Prix. Weakest track on the calendar. You know what? This could even be the race where we get a podium or something like that. I would not bet against it. This series is just so unpredictable. It's time for China.
Welcome to the Shanghai circuit in the far east of China. Qualifying is about to begin, and as always, we'll be here for the duration to see who earns that coveted pole position.
I think we've got a really interesting scenario for this season. You know, it's not the conventional career mode where we start off in a brand new team at the start of the season, you know, on a clean slate. In this one, we've been chucked in near the end of the season. You know, we've only got a limited time to impress and try and get as far up the driver standings as we can. And yeah, it's just a really interesting dynamic. We've been chucked in from Red Bull. They've been struggling this season. Like I said, they haven't scored a point yet. So they've taken a risk on a young driver, reserve driver like me. And hopefully I can get the breakthrough points for them. So, I don't know. It's a really interesting dynamic. Let me know if you guys are enjoying the prospect of this season. And let me know where you think I might finish at the end of it. Finishing in the way that, you know, will I get a drive for next season? Will I be a reserve driver? Or will I possibly even impress enough to sign for a bigger team? I have absolutely no idea at this point. Maybe you guys who have played the game have a better idea than I do. Front wings are pretty high for this racetrack, going off the setups that I normally do off that website. Normally China is one of those ones where you want to have better straight line speed with that really long back straight in the third sector. It's going to be interesting. Oh yes, that's beautiful through the final corner. Slight hint of a track extension, but we set a 1:35 flat to go provisionally pole in Q1. Why is it always, when I say, oh yeah, this is going to be my weakest track, why do I always make myself look stupid and jump straight on the pace? I'm done. My weakest track, and this is like the most competitive we've been so far in this Red Bull.
First there were 22, then there were 16. Now we're down to the final 10.
Someone in the Turkish Grand Prix episode suggested that I should just go for it and go for a no-stop. So try and go the entirety of the race, lift and coast a little bit, save fuel, and just get to the end on no-stops. But considering the predicament I'm in, I don't exactly want to risk that yet. I want to get some points on the board first. So if we do score points in this race, or maybe even the next race, maybe for the finale, I'll try and no-stop. So let me know if that's a viable strategy. But for the moment, I'm going to play it safe because I need the points. 36.2 from Alonso. Oh no, 36.2 from Barrichello, who just eclipsed him just as I started talking there. You'll see some unlikely candidates sometimes get pole position, and then in the race, they'll often drift off as the race goes on. Probably because they're starting on lower fuel and they have to put on more in the first pit stop, and then because they've got heavier fuel, they don't have that, I guess, weight advantage anymore. They just start drifting towards the back. So, I don't know. I just feel like that's a really interesting dynamic. One example of that was Montoya. I'm not sure if it was the last race or the race before that. He got on pole, and then as the race went on, he just drifted and drifted. Finished in like P4, 5 or 6 in one of the races, so interesting how the strategy works out. How much the fuel really does affect these cars in this era of F1. I must say, I like this version of China a lot more than the Cody's F1 iteration of China. For me, this version seems a lot more flowing, and it's a lot more easy to keep the momentum up and just like hit the apexes better. This middle sector on Cody's F1 games has just been the bane of my life, but through here on Championship Edition, absolutely fine for me. If there's one track of any like that I need to really practice on, it's China. I really do need to put in the hours and just like just understand like what it takes to be fast around this track. Like, I'm just absolutely hopeless around here, so that's something I'll have to work on for F1 2016 in career modes. It's by far my weakest track. I got to work on that. But either way, final corner, we're going to come through, nice and flowing. It just flows so nicely on Championship Edition on this pad. We come across the line 35, 36.4, move up to P7. Still got some work to do though. So this is the final lap now of qualifying. 18 seconds left to go on the clock, so when we cross the line, that will be it, and this will decide our grid position for the race. We were 2.5 tenths down in the first sector. What are we going to be in this one? We're almost 2 tenths up in the second, so with a decent third sector, we could move up a couple of places here. Penultimate corner. Really deep under brakes. Try and cheat and head towards the corner in the braking zone. Get through there fine. Final corner feels really nice for me, usually. And once again, fairly nice through there. The run up to the line. Are we going to get in the 35s this time? 35, come on. 36.2, I think it was. Yeah, 36.280, and we move up one place into P6. So, just one single spot off the top 5. But, however, this has been our best grid position for Season 2. So, I'll take it.
So there we have it. From 10th to pole, the grid order looks like this.
Another 10th and we would have moved up to P5 and displaced Montoya. The pace is there, but overall I don't feel like on heavy fuel we've got the pace to match it with the likes of Schumacher and Fisichella. Unless they were running on really low fuel towards the end of the session there, I feel like we may not be contenders for this Chinese Grand Prix. And that's okay, because I felt like coming into this one, I was not expecting to win this race by any means. But either way, it's time for the Chinese Grand Prix. Let's head to the race.
Hello and welcome to the Chinese Grand Prix, coming live from the spectacular Shanghai race circuit. Designed by the famed Hermann Tilke, is state-of-the-art.
Not anymore, it isn't. Here we go, Chinese Grand Prix. Let me know down in the comments, lads, where we're going to finish in this race.
Okay, we've got high expectations of the race today. We're looking for a top 3 finish. Hopefully a win, but you're going to have to fight for it.
Bloody hell, like, expectations. We haven't won a race yet. We haven't scored points yet, Red Bull, so why? Why do you think I am any chance of winning this race? I'm not saying it's impossible, but I really don't think we should be aiming for winning. It's a very long wait to get this race underway when you qualify near the front, so I guess you could say that's first world problems. I think we are ready to get this race underway. Someone's lost their engine already. Is that the pole sitter? I'm not too sure. I think it's second place. They're going to have to avoid, and we're going to have to avoid well. I'm going to go off to the right-hand side. Away we go for the Chinese Grand Prix. It was the Renault directly in front of us. I should have seen that. Wow. Unbelievable scenes. Like, how robbed would you feel if that was you just sitting on the grid and then your engine just fries on the grid? Just unbelievably bad luck. But either way, we're going to take that. We've had our fair share of bad luck in these last 2 episodes. Get back on the track. Oh, no. No, I've run wide. See, more bad luck. I mean, we lost time by running wide there, and we get the penalty system. You guys said it in the comments of the last episode. It is absolutely screwed. Penalises the victim time after time. Oh, bloody hell. Get these McLarens out of the way. You guys are supposed to be competitive in 2006. What's going on? Oh yeah. Come on. We are so quick in the traction zones. It's a nice change from the usual F1 games where the AI are normally OP in those traction zones. It's actually quite the opposite because the AI are actually really quick in the braking zones. Whereas Codemasters F1 games, it's just like, yeah, it's the opposite. But either way, Slipstream OP. We're going to pass him up the inside if we can. And we get him. Sometimes you try and go for an overtaking move and you close up so much on the AI in the opening couple laps, and then you almost risk crashing out because the guy in front has just braked 100 meters too early sometimes. Anyway, enough complaining out the way. I'm just saying that the AI are so unpredictable sometimes that things just happen. End of lap 3 now, and this is a bit of a stalemate at the moment. Sort of lapping at the same pace as the guys in front, and I'm keeping also Barrichello at bay behind me, so it's a bit of a seesawing battle in terms of the gap. But I'm going to try and make whatever inroads I can leading into the pit stops, where we normally try and gain time in the pit stops. So if we can just hang on to the back of Montoya here, we should overtake him in the next few laps.
You're up by 8 tenths in the second sector.
Yeah, that's an improvement and a half. Jeez.
Great first sector. That's the fastest time you've set so far.
you. We are steadily improving every single lap. Every sector has been green so far, so fuel is burning off. But I guess it's like kind of negating against the fact that my tyres are wearing out. So continuing to find pace as this race goes on. I'm loving it. Getting really close to you, Montoya. I'll be passing you soon. 35-1! Oh my goodness me, that was only a 10th off what I did in qualifying as my best lap. Thank you. Don't know if it's the fastest lap of the race though, but that is pretty damn quick. I know we haven't really made that much inroads on Montoya, but myself and Montoya were actually catching the Renault and the 2 Ferraris leading up front. This race is getting closer, it's getting exciting. And Montoya pulls into the pit lane. That threw me off there. Completely mucked up that final corner. And now we're going to stop on this lap. Okay, literally guys, qualifying lap. A good pit stop and we can jump Montoya. Okay, I'm coming into the pits now. Don't know when to brake, so I'll just take it nice and easy. It's been a solid in-lap here, but we have been down on our personal best. So as we come into the pits now, it's going to be all down to the pit stop now and whether Montoya got traffic on his outlap. So let's pray for a good stop here from Toro Rosso. Not Toro Rosso, Red Bull.
Michael Schumacher leads. Fisichella is second. Third is Coulthard.
Come on. Triangle X and square to leave. That is 8.4. We got held up by, I think it was a Ferrari on the way out. Just hesitated a little bit with the pit crew. As we rejoin on the track, I feel like we're much closer to the Ferrari than when we entered the pit lane. And we have jumped Montoya, crucially. We move up into effective P4. Okay, so now it's going to be a crucial point in the race. Both Schumacher and Fisichella have come into the pits on this lap. 5 laps to go, and we're going to see where we stand for the remainder of this race. Fisichella rejoins behind the Ferraris, as he was before the pit stop. So hopefully if I can stick in the slipstream of Fisichella here, he's on cold tyres. It could be half a chance here, but if I can stay within the slipstream, then that should pull me along with the leaders. That worked really well with Montoya, to be honest. Oh, come on. I'm getting really close to Montoya. Fisichella now. Please. Middle sector is where we're going to do it. He's really quick in a straight line, so I don't think we can do anything in the third sector. It's going to be all about getting as close to him as I can in the first, and then doing something about it in the middle sector. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Massa is second.
Ah, come on.
Third. You're in fourth.
Didn't make the most out of that snail section. Fisichella was really slow through there, and now this is the closest we've ever been. We've got to overtake him now. Up the inside. Oh, yes, we've just got it pulled up, but that's put us in a bad position. Bit of wheel-to-wheel contact there with Fisichella. Nothing I could really do there, but we've taken his position. Surely he's going to overtake us here. He's got the slipstream, and he's got a much faster car in a straight line. It's almost inevitable that he's going to take me. And there he flies past in the top gear. It's incredible. But we are better under brakes into this corner, so that's what we're going to do. Got him. Onto the podium now. Fisichella ran wide there off the final corner. That's going to help me on this lap.
This is the final lap for race leader Michael Schumacher. It's been a very dominant performance all round from Ferrari. Everyone involved with the team must be ecstatic that they're running 1 and 2.
And also with me in the Red Bull, powered by Ferrari, I'm in third. Here we go, guys. I think I'm actually going to do this. We're going to come across the line to finish on the podium in China. Unbelievable scenes. Michael Schumacher wins, Massa second, and us home in the Ferrari, in the Red Bull, we're home in third.
What a race, wonderful stuff. Shanghai has provided yet another fabulous Grand Prix for us to absorb.
I can't believe it, guys. A podium at China. I said at the beginning of this episode I did not have any expectations for this race. And then I was like, oh yeah, watch as we just score a podium in this race. And we bloody well did. A podium, first point of the season for Red Bull. It's been a fantastic outing for us today. Surely, after a performance like that, there's almost no way we can't be denied of a full-time seat in Formula 1 for next season. Surely that's got to be Season 3 confirmed by now. Guys, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe to see plenty more Formula 1 gaming videos. We'll see where we end up in the drivers' standings. we move up to P11. So I think it may be pretty tough to finish in the top 10 in this standings. But overall, to come in and do the job that we have, I think it's been mightily impressive. And with that result, we move Red Bull Racing Ferrari up into 7th in the constructors standing. So yeah, overall, it's been a really good day. And as well, we didn't let the Ferraris get too far in front of us as well. I think Schumacher was only 5 seconds up the road. I know for sure that Massa was only 3 seconds up the road. And there we go. Debut podium in a team that is not a backmarker. Also on hard difficulty. It's our debut podium on hard difficulty. Outstanding. Your performance at Shanghai International Circuit had to be seen to be believed. Never have I seen such talent. I'm just glad you drive for Red Bull Racing and that there's planes constantly flying over my house. Can you not? I'm just glad that you drive for Red Bull Racing and not one of your competitors. The only thing that worries me is another team trying to tempt you away. Outstanding performance. Guys, I think we are reliving Sebastian Vettel's career, you know, just a year or two before he gets into Formula 1. So who knows? We could be the next Sebastian Vettel and go on a romping streak of championship victories. But I don't think the career mode will allow us to do that because we may run out of championship season. So once again, guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. The next race will be the Japanese Grand Prix. And I think that is the penultimate episode in this season. So 2 more races left to go. We may try out that really aggressive strategy where we go for no stops, possibly. Let me know in the comments if you think I should do that. But either way, that's been this episode for today. Until the next episode, guys, I'll see you next time.